Okay, July 8th walkthrough of Bay Grand Esmeralda Hotel. This is the lobby area. This lobby is a little unusual, at least with respect to me, in that it doesn't have a lobby bar. All it really has is a check-in desk that you can see over there. You check in and you pretty much won't be back here until you check out. You then turn, you go out this walkway, down a few stairs. There's a ramp which goes down to the main hotel area where you will be spending your vacation. The next area we're going to be approaching is kind of like a shop area. There's a shop where you can buy some trinkets. It's pretty overpriced. Most people don't really spend a lot of time or money in there, but it is there if that's something that you're interested in. There's a fountain here in this little courtyard. The fountain isn't always on, but when it is on, it's pretty cool. To our right is a little feature I'd like to point out, which is the Mexican version of Punxsutawney Phil Groundhog, where you can get a picture taken. To our left, across this courtyard, is the main buffet, which is typically where we eat breakfast and also dinner. Wonderful service at the buffet. I can't say enough. And in addition to that, I'd also like to mention Veronica, that seats everyone at the buffet, who is wonderful. And also, this is our second trip, and on both of our trips, we've had Marisol at the main check-in desk that has done a wonderful job of getting us into a nice room very quickly, and actually before check-in time, which was impressive because this is only our second time to this resort. We're now walking up to the black and white bar, which is cat themed, which I like. There are a lot of cats on the resort. We're going to take some time to look at cats as we go through here. This is a little tabby cat over here. I have not yet been able to pet this cat. He seems a little more skittish maybe than the other ones. This is the black and white bar. This is pretty much where the shows are at night. It's kind of neat in that, unlike some other resorts, it has a 24-hour available bar. And off to the left, it has pool tables, and behind that are some food dispensing areas that typically will have pizza and nachos and maybe some hot dogs and some simple fare like that during the day. It does have this cool engine in the middle of the room, which is somewhat surprising to me, but as kind of a car guy, I definitely think this is cool. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It seems to have a Ford transmission with a short stub of a drive shaft, and on the engine itself it says Perkins, England, on that little nameplate. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Turning around, leaving the black and white. The black and white's pretty informal. Actually, the entire resort seems like it has a lot of Europeans. There's a lot of people that speak French. I'm actually trying to learn a few words of French as a result. Off to this side, by the black white bar, is the coffee shop, and on the other side of the coffee shop is the spa and gym. But leaving this area, we have a short walkway over to where my building is, which is building number 6. Buildings 6, 7, and 8 are what they call promo buildings. The rooms are cheaper. These are going to be your default rooms that you will have access to unless you pay to upgrade, or I have heard of people getting free upgrades. Surprisingly, it seems like the people that pay for upgrades seem like they're the most unhappy with the rooms. So we have been very happy with our Building 6 rooms the last 2 trips, and I would recommend that to pretty much anyone. We have a beautiful view of the small pool. As we go past here are the tennis courts, which, like most resorts, it seems like no one ever actually plays them, but it's just kind of a pretty thing to have around at the resort. Walking down this walkway, we're coming up in Building 6. There's 4 floors in each of these buildings, at least these ones where I'm at here. And each of these has 2 elevators. It seems like the elevators are always broken. That's the only real negative that I've seen at the resort, that if you are, have a trouble with stairs, I'd recommend first floor accommodations if possible. The stairs are pretty nice stairs. They're concrete and they have some gription built into them, so They're not dangerous at all, even when they're wet. This is building 6 we're coming up on. Building 6 and 8 are a lot bigger than building 7 for some reason. We're now winding around building 6. Up on the right, there's a little stone walkway through the grass that I think they've added just to accommodate people that, we're just kind of using it as a shortcut anyways, and that way it's not just kind of a muddy mess. But yeah, this little shortcut, I understand that 7 and 8 buildings also have little similar shortcuts to get into them. I'm not going to show the hotel room or the inside of the hotel buildings just because I think that's pretty boring. However, I will say that our room, and last time as well, is in very nice shape. It's very clean. There's a mini fridge that's well stocked. And they did bring us, I think, some chocolate covered strawberries that, quite honestly, we probably will not eat, but it's nice that they have them. This is the rest of building 6. This over here, this little building 8 is kind of behind it, so it's a little bit hard to see, but this is building 7. And then over here, we see the edge of building 8, which then kind of goes behind building 7. It kind of looks like it runs together, but it's separate buildings. Our room is on the 2nd floor, right up in this area. It's really nice. We have a really good view of the small pool over here. Here's a map of the resort, which everyone wants to see. It's kind of nice in that it's almost like 2 resorts in one, in that it's just basically separated by this long road that really doesn't have anything on it. A lot of people say this is a large resort, but it really is not that large. You can walk from end to end in about 5 minutes at a good pace. They do have trolleys, so if you have trouble walking, don't like to walk, you have someone that's elderly, wheelchair, etc. We've been offered several times to be picked up and taken on one of the trolleys. We have not actually ridden one yet, just because it's kind of a short walk for us. There are landscaping people every morning. They do a wonderful job, as does everyone at the resort. One of the complaints I actually had heard was that there's too many landscaping people doing too much cleanup, which I think is crazy. But this is the small pool over here. On the far side of this pool is a area that has like a little bit of like a canopy wooden roof on it. So we found that after about 4 p.m. in the afternoon on a sunny day, you get shade there. You don't get complete shade like under like a concrete bridge, but you do get enough shade. Typically, the one area that this resort does struggle with is lounge chairs. On this trip, there's not a lot of people at the resort, so we have not had trouble with lounge chairs, but the last trip in April, it was an issue. There's a little restaurant here. This has been closed both of our last 2 trips. There's also a little bar here, and this bar has been closed the last few days. We have not actually seen it open in this trip. However, it's a pretty short walk over to the Black and White bar, and the Black and White bar is pretty informal, and they don't seem like they care at all if you don't have a shirt on, if you have a wet swimsuit, if you don't even have shoes. It seems like, kind of anything goes there. So, it's no problem at all to walk down, get your drink filled up at the Black and White bar, and walk right back to this small pool. This is a little secret back road that kind of runs in parallel with the one we walked earlier to building 6. That's going to take us to the back area of the Black and White bar, which is where they have the tour operator stations. If you want to schedule a side trip or a tour to, this resort is in Playa del Carmen, so I have not done it myself, but there is a lot of shopping here that people do take advantage of. All these walkways are always clean. It seems like they're wide enough for, sometimes they have little trucks and kind of half motorcycle trucks that, come down these, and it's not a problem. All the drivers seem like they, operate their machinery with care and consideration for people walking, which is not always the case at some resorts. At the Black and White bar, the food that they typically have there, I think is pretty good. I've heard some people complain that, maybe they are not completely satisfied with it, but I've been very happy with it. We're now coming up in the back of the Black and White bar. This is where the tour operator stations are at. There's a little gravel path that we're going to take as a slight shortcut here. The Black and White bar does have bathrooms in it as well, so that's something that, since our building is pretty close to this. It's sometimes somewhat of a courtesy to your roommate to, just make a quick jot down here, to use the bathroom rather than using the toilet in the room. This is the tour operator desks. The bathrooms are right behind that wall there. There's another short walkway here that's skirting around the edge of the black and white building. This little area to the right, I'm not sure exactly if it's under construction or why it's all kind of tarped off. You can see it looks like it's maybe was something at one time, I'm not sure. Again, a lot of people say this is a very large resort. We do not have a problem walking around this resort. There's a lot of cats at this resort, and it's really nice because when you sit outside the black and white or this little coffee shop at night, there's cats curled up at people's feet. A lot of times people are able to pet the cats, which is, I think pretty cool. This is the coffee shop. It opens at 10 a.m. It's 8 a.m., so it's not open yet. There's little tables outside. There is a book exchange inside as well. If you have a book that you don't want anymore, or if you want another book for vacation, it's available. I'm gonna wait for this little truck to go by here. You can see there's a cat over there at the tables outside the black and white bar. We're back to there's the there's a cat standing on top of the sign there. I'm going to take a minute to look at this cat because I like cats. Cats are pretty cute as far as I'm concerned. But back over here is the coffee shop. On the other side of that, those glass doors over there are the gym. There's some other little tables here that are a little isolated from the rest of the tables at night. And people kind of use those as like a smoking/vaping section, which is, just a courtesy to the other guests to, not be right on top of them while you do that. This little walkway here, if we make a left, that's going to kind of go back over towards the main lobby and some of the a la carte restaurants, which I do not use. And then this, to the right, is the walkway down to the main beach. And on that walkway is there a little house for the cats. And we have seen a lady the one time dressed up in very nice clothes, obviously some sort of management person that had brought cans of cat food and was feeding the cats, which, we thought was, super nice. There's two cats over here currently. There's an orange cat and a black cat. This is another little road off to the right that goes to some a la cartes, which again, I do not use. Here's a little orange cat over by the cat house here. This is where they get fed, and they seem like they congregate in this area, the cats, just to, I think it's just safer here. Here's another matching orange cat. I think they must be brothers or sisters, and also a black cat. I have a black cat that looks pretty similar to her at home, so I definitely like cats, as you can probably figure out at this point. This is the walkway down to, here's another orange cat. Let's take a look at him real quick. I'm not sure how many orange cats there are now. Hi, little orange kitty. Oh, and look, there's one over there. It's like I'm not sure what you even call that color a cat, but it's a very pretty cat. This is the walkway down. It kind of has this concrete wall built into it. Basically just the jungle drops off pretty sharply on the way over there. I have like kind of a minute here to just say that, yeah, there's a lot of Europeans at this resort. You definitely cannot assume that anyone that you see speaks English at all. It seems like a lot of the French-speaking people don't know any English, although they seem like they would typically know Spanish. So just something I've been trying to learn a few French words to kind of adjust. The last resort we used to go to seemed like it had mostly UK and Canadian people that spoke English, so that's a little bit new for us. This is the road that a lot of people think is too long of a road, but we were able to cross it very quickly. In this jungle on the right, on our last trip, I was able to see 3 spider monkeys right up in those trees. So that was kind of cool. I have not seen them yet this trip. I'm not sure exactly how I saw them. A lot of people have been to this resort multiple times and report that they've never seen them. But I do tend to walk around a lot and, kind of listen when I hear, things stirring in the jungle. So I guess I just got a little bit lucky on that. One of the things I like to do, no thank you. One of the things I like to do is to walk around in the morning and just kind of see like things that are going on, kind of behind the scenes of the resort, if you will. One of the things that's fun is the landscapers have these very sharp machetes that they trim the bushes with. They seem like they do an amazing job, and they are able to very quickly trim these shrubs so that they're perfect. We're walking down. We're going to have a choice here to go right, which will take us to the right side of the pool, the main pool, or to go left, which will take us past the kids club, and then also then down to the other side of the main pool. I am somewhat of a fast walker, so if you're a slower walker, this road will seem a little bit longer to traverse it. Chevy traverse it. So here's our intersection. If we go right, that's going to take us to the right side of the main pool. It's going to take us also to the swing bar that's over there. If we go left, which is what we are going to do, that's going to take us to the kids club, at which point we're going to make a right and then go to the main pool. When we go to the right side, we're going to end up going to the left side of the main pool as viewed, from looking at the ocean. That is where they have a very nice restaurant. It's a buffet restaurant for both lunch and breakfast. And that restaurant has very good food. I highly recommend. These buildings down here are buildings 1 through 5. If you can see, that actually has a swim-up pool on it. A lot of the ground floor rooms are, maybe all the ground floor rooms are swim-up pools. I'm not sure on that, but that looks pretty cool. It's a shared swim-up pool. So, it's shared with the other people on that ground floor building. This is the kids club. I do see some people using that, but not a lot. We're going to make a right. This is going to take us down to the main pool, past some of these other buildings that have swim-up pools. Not necessarily recommending this, but if you want to try the swim-up pools, which basically you can use all night, no one seems to really care, even if you're not staying in that building, to jump in that pool. So feel free to do that if that's something you're interested in. Right up here we'll have a very good look at the swim-up pools. Inexplicably to me, they have this swamp feature right in the middle of the resort, and somewhere there was a sign that they're trying to grow mangroves, I believe. I don't really like this, just because it's it's a swamp in the middle of the resort, but maybe to some people that's a good thing. We're coming down now to the left side of the main pool. The main pool is actually 2 pools, broken, made to look like it's 1 pool, but it actually is 2 pools just for the purposes of maintenance, and if they had to repair one side, they would still have the other one open. This elevator and this building has been stuck here since our last trip in April. Again, all these elevators, it's nice that they have them, but yeah, they totally don't seem to work. Here's another little map, similar to the, it's the same as the other map, other than, this is basically the long road that we just walked, and this is where we are right here. This is going to take us a little bit past more of this jungle, down to the main pool. The main pool is one of my favorite things at this resort. It has these wonderful bridges. They're great for shade if you burn like I do, and it seems like a lot of people are in that situation. These bridges are a great place to hang out all day. You can see the main pool here. One of the things I do like about this resort is that other than some like VIP privilege, like bars and small beach areas, you can use anything at the resort. It's not like these wristband police kind of policies you see at other resorts. You can pretty much go anywhere you want and do whatever you want. This is the lunch buffet and restaurant, and it's a steakhouse at night, a steakhouse a la carte. And to the left of it over here is a bar. I think it opens at 10, and that's a good place to get drinks when you're in this side of the pool. They do have these built-in loungers. The stairs on getting in and out of the pool all seem like, compared to other resorts, they're very safe. They have good gription on them. They do not have where the first step is either way too large or way too small, like kind of a trip hazard. so I like that. Again, typically loungers would be reserved early in the morning like this, but in this trip, this resort is nowhere near capacity, and it is not a problem at all to get a chair. So that's been kind of a pleasant surprise. Here's a little bit closer view of this lunch buffet restaurant. Here's the bar over here. Like I said, I don't think it's quite open yet, but the bartenders, all the staff here are so nice. They all do such a good job. They put their hands over their heart when they greet you. Everyone says hello and is polite and respectful and hardworking. And I can't say enough about the people that work here. I mean, they've been great. Everyone you talk to is always in a good mood and happy, and that's what you like on vacation. This is a Circle One. Circle One is a timeshare, people. They really haven't bothered us very much, but technically this next area I'm going to walk into, I really shouldn't be there. There's people raking the beach. They don't seem like they typically mind a lot, but I would like you to see the beach. Like I said, this is going to be the Circle One, kind of extra, money beach area. Like I said, typically I wouldn't be allowed here, but early in the morning like this, they don't seem like it's too much of a big deal. I'm going to walk across this area that this guy just raked. Hopefully he won't yell at me. Down here is the beach. The sargassum in the beach, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a beach person. The sargassum's a problem. They are working on it, but it's pretty much an unmitigated disaster. It smells bad. I used to do auto body work, so I don't have a great smeller, but this is the view when you're sitting in the steakhouse breakfast / lunch restaurant. Very pretty with boats tied up out on the shore there. You can see the sargassum. A lot of people ask about sargassum. There are people working on it, but and I'll show you those in a minute. But I mean, it's a mess. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fussy, picky person, but I would not want to walk through that. It basically looks like sewage and smells like sewage. So that's the status there. This is Circle One area, which the guy's raking. He's not going to yell at me because, basically not everything's really open yet. And like I said, everyone here is so nice. These are special Circle One towels, which are kind of nice that they're, they actually are like a fitted bed sheet and kind of tie into your chair, and they're embroidered, which I like. This is going to walk down. These little things that cover up your beach chairs, I've learned, are called palapas. P-A-L-A-P-A-S. So those do have, it's not just a thatch umbrella, although if you want to call it that, that's fine too. I would like to walk down. I want to show you the swing bar, and I'm going to show you the entrance to go back to the main road on the other side of the pool here that we, the right that we could have made earlier when we made a left by the kids club. And this little white rope delineates the the kind of working man beach area from the Circle One beach area. I'm going to nimbly, aka Mary Lou Retton, right over that rope. This is the just the regular beach area. You're not going to see any Circle One towels or anything on that. I'm not really sure why, but down here it seems like the smell. I mean, when I say I don't have a good smeller, I do not have a good smeller, and it smells bad. I have heard of some people saying that it actually causes respiratory problems. We have totally not seen that at all, but there is kind of a cool kind of a pier out there, but I don't know how you'd ever get to it. Just kind of walking along here. This is the main pool, the second main pool, and you can see there are some bridges. This area over here where it says Pier 27, that's where they do, right in the middle between the two pools, is where they do activities all day, and they do a lot of activities. They're a lot of fun. They're just nonsense games, but they're very enjoyable to watch, and we have not actually participated, but it's fun to kind of watch other people have fun. Here's another lady also making a video. Now this machine down here is some sort of automatic power rake, but it doesn't seem like it works. It's pulled by this New Holland tractor, but these guys just kind of pitchfork this sargassum up into it all day, and unfortunately it's actually getting ready to drive away as I walk over to admire it. So I kind of wonder, seems like every time I walk up to this tractor it drives away, but these guys are busy working. They got a tough job. It's literally rolling in as they work. There's no way they are ever going to get done with it, but they are working on it. The one worker did tell me yesterday that come December that the sargassum is done. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like I said, I'm not a beach person. I feel for you if you are. This is what they call the swing bar. This is a slash 1/2 beach bar, 1/2 the kind of the bar that anchors this end of the main pool. Again, like all the bars, you can see they've just raked the sand. Like all the bars, there's never a wait. They don't, for the people that like top shelf alcohol, they do have some, but most of the time it's generic stuff, which is fine with me. Got some groundskeeping people here that they're doing their job, so I apologize for the noise associated with that. Over here, you have another little bit of a look on the main pool area. I do not have a channel. I have nothing to subscribe to. I have no way to have a link for you to click on to get a better deal or an upgrade. So this is just a free video that I did to show some things that I thought were pertinent for your stay here. So if this helps you, great. It doesn't financially benefit me in any way. I wish you the best. This over here is the walkway, which if you follow it, and I am going to follow it, but I'm going to stop the video here because it's, you know, kind of boring territory, but this will take you back to the intersection by the kids club and just takes you to the other side of the main pool. So thank you for watching this video. Hope it helps. Goodbye.